In this video, we are going to give an introduction to the website we designed and demonstrated the theoretical reasons behind our choices for the three activities. This website is created to understand three concepts of land management, land care, and sustainability of Aboriginal people. This website is for primary school teachers who want to learn more about teaching Indigenous perspective and engaging Indigenous students in their classroom activities. It also provides resources for teachers to investigate the knowledge about Aboriginal people managing land and environment. This website demonstrates how we met the two standards 1.4 and 2.4. In each lesson, we met the first standard throughout the 8 ways of practicing inclusive teaching in 3 activities we designed, such as story sharing, nonverbal approach, land links, deconstruct and reconstruct, and non-linear, and these approaches can encourage Aboriginal students to be more engaged in the class and also feeling that they are included in the process of learning. We also met the second standards while teaching about the Indigenous and their perspectives of caring about land and environment. We demonstrated that they had the knowledge of caring about the resources, and in this way, non-Aboriginal students can understand and appreciate the Aboriginal people's history, culture, and it also assists the non-Aboriginal students to understand and respect the Aboriginals' identity and perspectives. 3 areas of Victorian curriculums, science, history, and geography, are embedded to present Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island cultures, history, and perspectives. It also reflects upon the theoretical concepts outlined in the course. 3 different activities are designed in each area to engage students with the perspectives of Aboriginal people, cultures, and histories. Resources are also provided for deeper investigation. Curriculum, cross-curriculum links, and the 2 standards will be discussed in details. The reference list is provided on the last icon for teachers if they are interested in finding out more information.
Explanation of the resources theories. Morton Robinson 2004 pointed out that Aboriginals have often been represented as objects, as the known, as part of other which is less than human, as a group of people with bad images including lazy, childish, cunning, dirty, backwards, untrustworthy, as in the line between human and animal. Those activities are designed to challenge these stereotypes. There are many things non-Aboriginal people can learn from Aboriginal people on how to manage land, to take care of their lands, and preserve their resources to achieve sustainability. Because Aboriginal people have 2,000 years of inherited knowledge and practical experience regarding land care, fire management, and utilizing fire and the sustainability of the environment to manage the land and its resources. For tens of thousands of years, they have actively managed their land using fire. For example, Aboriginal people understand that fire is part of the healing process of the land. Their knowledge of seasons and land conditions enable them to produce the most effective tool, fire, to manage the land. Over the past 10 years, Aboriginals and scientists and policymakers have been working on ways to reinforce Indigenous knowledge to manage the land. As suggested by Robinson 2004, when Indigenous people are getting educated, the colonizer, the white, reduce the maintenance of their traditional identity. However, Aboriginal people's identity is very essential in society. One of the reasons is that the way they care and respect the land and the country is what the society needed strongly. Armstrong Sailing Law 2011 also suggested that it is important to keep Aboriginal children's identity and make them to be proud of who they are. So the activities are designed to teach students Aboriginal perspective and to learn to value the knowledge of Aboriginal people inherited, moreover, to respect and value their identities. As claimed by Rose 2012, those educators emerge from their universities having very little exposure to indigenous insights, and then they invariably replicate this ignorance in their everyday practice by teaching nothing at all about indigenous cultures, or worse, teaching ill-informed indigenous content. By designing this website and suggesting some classroom activities and resources teachers can use in the classroom in this website, we aim to encourage educators to get more confident in educating indigenous people and teaching indigenous perspectives and knowledge in their daily practice.
The pedagogy used in designing the 3 activities: 8 Aboriginal ways of learning. Firstly, the pedagogy involved in designing the activity of using fire to manage land is the 2 ways of the 8 Aboriginal ways of learning: nonlinear and reconstruct. Students are expected to use resources provided to research more on the topic of using fire to manage land. They will be putting different ideas together and creating new knowledge of how Aboriginal people are capable and knowledgeable in taking care of the land. Moreover, students are welcome to go deeper from the new knowledge they found interesting and learn more about them. Students are expected to work from looking at the big picture of land management, then goes into detail about how they use fire to manage crazy fire and land. By thinking this pedagogy, we are more likely to engage Aboriginal students in the activity and giving non-Aboriginal students different perspectives of learning new knowledge. Secondly, in the activity of Aboriginal use of water, reading a book to students as an introduction is also one of the 8 ways to practice inclusive teaching, especially for the Aboriginal students, since story sharing is one of the effective pedagogies for Aboriginal students. Moreover, this approach is a familiar way of learning for Aboriginals throughout their history. Lastly, in this activity of discover wetland in bottles, 2 Aboriginal ways of learning have been demonstrated. One is nonverbal and the other one is land links. As students go through the experiment, they can see the result very obviously, and there is no need to use words to explain the results of the experiment. In this hands-on activity, students can learn the importance to protect our environment and our local land. As for the land link approach, students can work in their experiment, which is directly connected to the land and nature. It is one of the ways that Aboriginals learn to nature experiment, such as wetland experiment shows the importance to protect our local land and environment. This pedagogy of teaching will make students notice the importance of land care and realize how deeply people can connect with the local environment.